What's going on, guys? I'm Louie here from Sin City Living, and today I'm gonna be going over not quite a strategy, but the type of play I've been seeing lately. And just to give you guys an update who have not seen me for a while, I don't work with Jason and Amy anymore at our casino, the casino we were working at together for a few years. I left that casino. Still one of my best jobs I've ever had. Have nothing bad to say about them. And I just moved on to a bigger casino, that's all. Moved on to actually one of the top 5 casinos here in Vegas. And I won't say the name of it, but it is up there. It is premier. And I just want to say I want to thank Jason and Amy and all of my friends and close ones who have helped me get to that level, because without them it wouldn't have been possible. So thank you very much. And today I'm just going to be going over the type of play I see over there, because more often than not when I deal craps, I have not touched a $5, $10, $15 game in well over a month. I see the lowest minimum game I've dealt was once $25 minimum. Everything else is $50, $100, $200, $500 or reserved. I've dealt some reserve games as well, and the action over there is just, it's different. I don't want to say it's better, I don't want to say it's worse, it's just different. Like for instance, my working stacks, sometimes they no longer consist of singles and fives. They consist of having greens, blacks, purples, thousands, 5,000s, and on the rare occasion, 25,000s. And yeah, that's just the thing. But I will say the action over there is not as fast because the action is just a little bit bigger, but for the most part the payouts are the same as the lower minimums. Just add a couple zeros, you know, and you're golden. The way you cut it out is different as well though. One thing that I see a lot over there is the 600 across. Sometimes I'll see 650 across, which is common actually. And I saw this action quite often over there in the other casino I worked at as well. Very common action. But I see a lot of 270 across at times, depending on the minimum of the table. If I'm on a $25 or $50 table, then yes, I'll still work with $25, my apologies, $5 checks or dollar checks. It really all depends on who I'm dealing to. But I actually dealt a dice game with a player who had a credit line of well over $1 million and would get markers out for $25, $50, $75, $100,000, and would bet pretty decent. And one thing I would see was 8,000. So I cut out 8,000 for those of you who don't see it. I would have like 500 or 1,000 on the pass with max odds. 3, 4, 5 on. So let's say the point was 4. Would take 1,500 odds, right? And would bet 8,000 across. So what 8,000 across is 1,500 a number with an extra 500 placed on the point. And the action is actually relatively decent and easy to deal to. Just the way you cut it out is different. Okay? So let's say they would hit the 6 or the 8, pays $1,750, and they would press it up. Their 6 or the 8, depending on what it hits, press them up to $2,400. Now the change for that is going to be $850 change, and let's say the 6 hit, and I'm going to set it up to $1,400. Now there's different ways you can cut it out. The way I did it was a shortcut, but I put everything out in the come. so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, I'm gonna demonstrate with the 8 as well. So the way I was cutting it out at first was, my apologies, 1750. Okay, and then I would take what I knew I needed, right? 850 change, set it up. Another one that I see is, they're at 1500, is, guy drops me 50 bucks. Okay, I cut out 1800. That's not 1800. Sorry, there's the little divots. Cut out 1800, and he wants to press them both up to 2400 each. Now, I'm not saying I deal super high limit action all the time, and I'm dealing million dollar games all the time. No, but it is more often and quite frequently that I see people getting markers out $5, $10, $15, $20,000. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But on the bigger casinos, it's a lot of markers. You don't really see cash buy-ins for, people buy in for cash, don't get me wrong, but if they do, it's not like anything more than 10,000. At that point, it becomes, there's taxes involved, Title 31 stuff, and that stuff's above my pay grade. So I'm not going to get into that. Stuff's above my pay grade. But yeah, so people more often than not get markers. Markers on markers. And like I said, the action for the most part it's slower. The action's a lot bigger. And you get people that know how to play and people that don't know how to play. Okay? You can tell right off the bat. Pretty much like everywhere. It's the exact same thing, just bigger denominations. The maximums are a lot more than other casinos or smaller joints. Like, for the most part, if you go to a local joint, they might have a minimum of $500 or a maximum of 500, 100, 500, 1,000, 2,000s, and on the rare occasions, 3,000s. Anybody off the street can just come, and the bigger joints can just come in and they can bet $5,000 max, But there are those rare players that can come in and bet more because they have special limits. And when it comes to those people, they usually get in contact with the host to set that up, and then we're kind of told what their limits are. Wiring front money or have a
Right.
huge line of credit.
Right, exactly. Huge line of credit, like I was saying. Markers. People just marker up left and right. You don't see a lot of cash buy-ins, and if you do, they're not for anything more than 10,000 because of tax reasons.
You know what I've been seeing a lot lately?
What?
I've actually been seeing a lot of front money, where I'm guessing they did like a wire transfer in.
Oh, really?
I've seen that, I think I've seen that 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
Huh. Front money. Yeah. I haven't seen front money in a while.
Yeah.
That's
weird. It's something about
Yeah.
3 times.
Yeah, that's a good point. For those of you who don't know what front money is, it's when they have like a, what is it, when they deposit money into the casino or something like that. Right.
If it's a huge amount, like $1 million or 100,000, they probably wired it in.
Right.
Otherwise, if it's like a couple thousand, they probably brought it to the cage.
Right. Yeah, and it's just safer to do it that way too. I mean, who wants to walk around with $20, $30, $40, $50,000 cash on them, on their person? I mean, that's so dangerous. I mean, that is so dangerous. But that's one reason why, and it's just a nuisance to be able to carry all that money and count it. More often than not, if somebody comes with that much money, they're going to take it to the cage and come to the table with checks, or like Jason said, they're going to do front money or markers or whatever. So there's that. But yeah, we really don't see a lot of in the higher denominations where I work at the buy-ins. Like I said, it's all about markers. The minimums on the craps, on a slow day, you'll see a $25 minimum. That's like a really slow day. But on a normal day, 50, 100, 200, 500. But yeah, on those reserve games, yeah, you gotta have a nice chunk of change to reserve a game at a premier joint, like a lot of money, like a lot, like a lot. Yeah. It's just insane to think about like how much money these people have, and like, dude, you're making.
Just watch them piss it away on the table.
Yeah, like
2 years worth of your income.
yeah, you come yeah, at least. Oh, I got a credit line of like 10, 15 years of your income. It's like what?
Let me get 160,000 across.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what the hell? You know how long it's gonna take for me to work that much money, gain that much money? But yeah. Got to do a lot of dirty work to get that money.
Gotta paint a lot of houses.
Got to paint a lot of houses. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, the action is slower. Don't think you're gonna get, I'm not throwing shade at people. Just don't think you're gonna come get special treatment as well if you come in and buy in for $10,000, $5,000. They're not gonna sweat. This is one thing they don't really care about how much money they lose on those games. I mean, the big action, you'll never see it. Like, I'm not saying that as, what I mean by that is people who actually come with big money, they have their own reserved games in the high limit room or in the salons away from everybody in a private sectioned off room that just people don't know about exist. You can walk through a casino and you can walk into the high limit room. Yeah, that's fine. But there's high limit rooms inside the high limit room, which is they're like tucked away further in the back, and they're private and sectioned off, and it's just insane. Those people are like the big sharks. They have so much money. But not everybody's nice. Just because you have money don't mean you're nice either. I mean, thank goodness, the people I've dealt to, they're nice. But I've also dealt to people who are not nice. I'm going off on a tangent here. Back to that action that I normally see. Yeah, it's normal everyday stuff. 260 across. Maybe you'll have a 650 across, or 625. You have stuff like that. You have all kinds of action. I mean, like I said, one thing that really gets me is how much people can press up to. People can press, and like I said, anybody off the street can just come in and they can have they can bet 1,500 across, right? And they can press all the way up to the ceiling. They can go all the way up to 5,000 number, 5,000, 5,000, 6,000. And like I said, some players have special limits, 10,000, 10,000, 12,000. Some players can go even higher. They can go, 24,000, etc. I mean, it all depends. And if you're a high enough roller, they will bring in different games for you. They will bring in the variants of games and variations, and they'll give you different odds. And like I said, in that case, you just talk to your host. But it does get stressful having to deal to big action at times. That can be stressful. But when that happens, you just slow it down. Prove everything. Once you cut it out in the come, cut out money every time. You cut it out there, you're golden. You prove it. Even on the blackjack games, you cut it out in your proving area, then you ship it. It's no big deal. But the last casino I was at, I had seen the $5,000 checks over there, but it was very rare that I had seen them, and I had only dealt to them once over there. And like I said, I mean, we hardly ever see them. But I deal with $5,000 checks every day at where I'm at. Every day. Sometimes I get to deal with the $25,000 chips, which I've dealt with the $25,000 chips on 2 separate occasions. One time on blackjack, one time I had them in the working stacks on dice. Yeah, I mean, they also have other, they have, there's chips that I've never seen, and to the point where they start having plaques and stuff, but that's like, baccarat or single zero roulette and stuff like that. That's that really big stuff. Yeah. But this is just kind of like an update and I suppose the action that I see. But yeah, you see everything. You see stuff like that. It's all the same though. Press me up. Okay. Here you go. There you go. 15 page 40. Oh, hey, press me up. Okay. 200 is the change. You just take your time with these bigger bets. Okay, take me to 30. Okay, here you go. 3,000 pays 35. Hey, got thrown 100. Hey, take me all the way to 36. Okay, here you go. Page 42. Take me to 42. Okay, here you go. Maybe they want to go to 48. And in that case, here you go. There's 48. And like I said, this is when we start coming out with the 5,000. Pays 56. Take me to 54. Okay. 54. Take me to 6. You can do that, take me to 6. Okay. Here you go. It's all the same. 6 pays 7. Okay, at that point, same bet. Same bet. It's all the same. Just higher denominations of checks. All right, well, I've also got some good stories later on to tell you guys about working at these big properties, and I love it. I said it gets stressful at times, but you know what? It's awesome. I love it. I really do. I really do enjoy it. It works my brain out, and I'm only getting better at dealing the game. Seeing action that I have never seen before, it's only going to get me better. But one thing I will say is I still practice at home because, yeah, I'm probably not going to be dealing a $5 or $10 game anytime soon. But it all translates. It all correlates with one another. The change is the same, just add a few zeros. And just because I'm at where I'm at doesn't mean I can't get better. So that's one reason why I keep practicing as well. Alright guys, well thank you guys for listening and watching. I'm Louie here from Sin City Living. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and hit that subscribe button. As always, I want to thank our patrons. All tips will be used to make the channel better. We appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.